Welcome. Let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. Um, I do not know exactly which order I'm going to put out these videos. But this is my first video of the series that I plan to record for my podcast called Let Us Be Patient. Um, Now, a bit of transparency. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest with y'all right about now. I am in a season in my life, which everybody talk about seasons. But honestly, cause I mean, no, wait, pause. Cause like you got people that talk about seasons, but it's like, what do you mean you're in a season? Like how is your relationship with God, for one? But even then, even now, I can't judge. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I can't judge at all. God knows. I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I do not know what I'm doing. But what I do know is that um, I'm choosing to be obedient. Um, the enemy is in my head saying that I don't think this is what you're supposed to be doing, dog. There's so much to be focusing on. Already did laundry earlier, cleaned up the kitchen. I'm sorry if y'all hear any noises. Got a dog. Name is Poppy. Black lab mixed with a corgi. He's KO'd right now. He just opened his eyes up, but he about to KO. And I got a cat that loves attention, so y'all may see her. Actually, she's right up under my. Y'all already see her. Y'all already see her. She loves attention. You gonna say hey to the people? Or you just gonna hey, come on, hey, come on now, no, come on, hey, come on, nah. Say hey to the people. Look at look at the camera. Look, look, boom, right there. You gotta look. Her name is Lily. Her name is Lily. She's still a baby, still a little baby. So with that being said, y'all gonna be seeing a lot of her. As you can tell, she's very curious um about everything. She can't just check something once. She gotta check it 10 times, and then if she forgot she checked it, it's gonna be another 10 times. She can be on her ninth time of checking something, and she gonna be like, "Hold on, wait, was that 8 or 9?" But let's get back to the topic though. Uh, Seasons. Now, I'm gonna take me having an ADHD moment to where I can connect, but you can't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And it also goes for what you're going through as well. Something God has also been teaching me is to say what needs to be said and not what you feel needs to be said, not everything that you feel, not everything that you think needs to be said. Um, and that's also part of being wise. So I don't know if that's a Bible verse, but I'm gonna look it up. And if it is, I'm going to put that on there as far as, you know, not talking too much. So yeah, let's get right on into it though. So again, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have my notes. I have my points that I want to talk about in this specific episode, and something that is coming, something that's weighing on me to talk about is the struggles of trying to be perfect. I am a perfectionist, um, at heart, sadly to say. It's nothing I'm proud of, as you can tell. I admitted it but I do not take pride in being a perfectionist. If anything, I'm starting to see it as a struggle. Um, in all honesty, it is something that you can struggle with. But um, being a perfectionist has been something that I've been struggling with for a while. In high school, I saw it as something to take pride in. You know, check and see. Did I do that right? I think I got it up. Why did I move it though? Because now I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna put it right back. Hopefully it's working. I'm gonna have to stop it to check and see. Hold on, give me this. It was good. It was good. Lily, leave me alone. Stop. Go play with something. She's just looking. I wish I can see her right now. She's like, you ain't talking to me. What am I gonna play with? What am I gonna play with? No, I'm gonna play with the tripod right now. Um, Lily, come on now. Come on. All right. Thank you. But being a perfectionist has been something that I've struggled with. Even in high school. Um, I was a percussionist. I was on the drum line. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm still growing as a person. And what I mean by that is, I went through a lot of trauma as a kid. You know, I was bullied. You know, and there's other stuff that we don't have to get too much into. Um, but I was traumatized. And something that I have been learning about my personality is that I do suffer from um, imposter syndrome, um, like mimicking other people's personalities. Because growing up, y'all probably think like, hey man, where'd you go find me at? Where'd you go find me at, dog? Because like you playing right now. Um, but one more struggle before I gotta go on. I also struggled with a speech impediment when I was younger. I stuttered a lot. Every now and again, it still comes back up, you know. Um, but like, I remember a time, like the worst memory I had with me stuttering when I was up in fourth grade, and my teacher at the time was Peyton. Shout out to Peyton, best teacher ever. Man, I'm like, yo, she pushed me. She literally made me realize that like there was something to dig in there, you know? Growing up again, I was just being, man. I was just here, dog. It was fun, it was cool. Third grade I realized I was smart. Kindergarten I was just there. First grade I was just there, started getting bullied because I was again just I don't know, I was green. I was very green as a kid. You gotta stop talking about myself like that. But I was though. I did not realize a lot. I thought being truthful meant telling everything. What I mean telling everything, I mean telling everything. Um and yeah man, tried to be cool, all that stuff. That didn't work out. That didn't work out. Um but yeah, so second grade, relatively the same. I had one of my cousins actually, she's a family member, She was my second grade teacher. I want to say her name was Miss Norman. Um, and the way my mind works, again, I didn't think I was smart around this time. I was just doing stuff. But I saw her and I was like, she's family. So if she's doing this, that means I can do this. Because what I'm made of, she's made of. Like my mind connected in that way. You know, years later, I completely understand that we're capable of anything we put our minds to. We just gotta dig at it. We just gotta go. We just gotta grind. And again, it all started because Miss Payton. So again, shout out Miss Payton. I could cry right now. Oh man, I love you, woman. For real, for real. Um, so, so yeah, but my worst, literally, my worst story to where it's ingrained in my head where I was stuttering out the Fuco. So Miss Payton, she was very strict. My very strict. I'm talking about she would yell at you for like getting out of your seat, and if she left the classroom and she came back and she saw that you moved seats, she get on you, boy. But so we were in line because gotta follow the leader kind of sequence in elementary school, and we were in line, and two of my classmates were fighting. Like they were like tussling kind of with it, and it wasn't like boom boom boom. It was more like kiddie stuff, like pushing each other, like move 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 kind of ordeal. And so I took it upon myself. I was like, man, I'm brave. I can do this. And I got in between them. I was like, you know what, man? Like, yo, let me get in between them, and maybe that'll help. So I got in between them, and she came back, and she saw that I was out of place, and she came right at the dog. I'm talking about. She was like, why you hot? What? Huh? What? Why you out of your position? Why you out of line? You wasn't right there. Why you moved? What? And I couldn't get past the first two words, dog. Yo, I could not get past the first two words. Like, yo, when I say she had me shook, bruh, like, yo, she had me shook. Like, I pop a good like 15 to 30 seconds. And the janitor, I ain't forget about you, Mr. Fletcher. You was in part of this story too. You in part of this story too. He down the hallway, walking up. He heard me because then Miss Payton, she was yelling. So I was trying to match that. I was trying to explain myself. So I was like, I was horrible. And Mr. Fletcher started laughing, and he was like, "You trying to figure out what he's saying?" I said, "It was so bad." Nigga was like, "You trying to figure out what he's saying?" Oh man, yeah, that was. I still bump with Mr. Fletcher. And hey, I was like, I spoke to you. I've been speaking to you, in the years afterwards. You know, um, memory is still intact of it, but who cares? I was a kid, you was an adult, also, I'm still attached to your youth as well. You saw humor in it. I'm pretty sure there was more people up in my line in my class that was laughing at it too. You know, I ain't gonna remember them. All I remember is me, is Peyton looking at me not being able. I was panicking in my mind though. I was like, man, I gotta explain myself. I gotta explain myself. I gotta explain myself. Like literally panicking in my mind. But once you realize I was in shock. I don't remember anything past that. I don't know if my mind just blocked it. I think we just walked back to the classroom. I don't think she. But Miss Payton, although that happened, although she was that type of teacher, when I say she dug into me, she made me realize that not only was I capable, she made me realize that there was more in me as well. She made me realize that I can read a book, but I can do more than that. I can read books,
can go into the library and pick up a book that wasn't just comics, that wasn't just entertaining. It was a book that literally made me think. You know, um, she made me do um clubs and everything. She, I think it was like 3 or 4 different clubs she made me get up in. Like she was pushing me. Like she saw the potential within me, and she didn't let up. So again, appreciate you for that, Miss Pate. 1,000%. But stuttering, I was over stuttering when I was younger. So because of that, one of the ways that I got past stuttering was I would literally learn people. I would look like I was studying people without even realizing it, as a kid. And so I would look at them and I'd be like, how are you not stuttering? You know, like how are you able to, just keep your words in such a manner to where it's one after another, how can you talk? You know? So, I studied them, but I did more than that as well. Um, Even now, even thinking, I'm like, wow, like maybe I was stuttering, maybe I was studying the full picture because, again, mimic personality as well. Um, so, yeah. So much so that literally I was mimicking the way my cousin spit. Like, Maurice, I ain't forget about you, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute. Hope you're doing good, because the last time I heard you was up in, Georgia. So, I was going to say the specific city, but ain't okay. You was a bad kid growing up. So, I don't know, you got folks after you. You know what? Love you. Shut up. I'm talk. So, y'all see, I talk too much. I be yabbling sometimes. I say information that I literally do not have to be giving up. You know, but getting back to the thing, but being a perfectionist um, tends to be the result of the trauma that we went through. But what I'm learning is that even being a perfectionist takes away from you. It takes away from you, and you should not do anything that takes away from you unless it is an act of giving. Unless it is an act of giving. And I'm gonna take it a step further. I saw this video a little while or so ago. I think it was either a video or a post. Give people the overflow. Do not give people what you barely have. Pour into yourself. You know, don't just take from other people as well. To pour into yourself, because again, even with that right there, you're gonna be in debt. And I myself, I did that for years. As a giver, I was seeing it as a matter of, what I'm giving, I'm supporting. They're gonna support me, you know, or they're gonna help me out whenever I need the help. Nah, dog. Nah, you shouldn't expect that from people. I was expecting that, and then that ended up turning into me feeling like I was entitled to, a lot of stuff. I felt like I was entitled to be driving a 2022 and 2023 5.0, when I honestly should have just been saving my money. When I was working with this specific company, I should have been saving my money. And I was making good money too. I was making at the time. At the time, it wasn't 2022, I'm lying, because I was with the one company in 2021. This was actually 2019 when I started with this other company. So it was 2020 and 2020 when I got that car, when I got the 5.0. So correction, that. But so yeah, like ended up getting the car. I was spending to probably like $1,200. Now, keep in mind, it's $1,200 a month, but the job I was working at this specific time, I got paid every single week, and I was driving a lot of miles. I'm talking about a lot of miles. To where my mileage check, because you also got paid up a mileage check on the 15th of every single month, was covering. It was literally covering all of that. So I had my paychecks for free, you know? But again, man, that was some good money. And I was staying at home with my mom too, so I wasn't really like helping with like bills like that. You know, I think I was helping with like a little bit of stuff, but like nothing that was like too much. If anything, probably about like $200 a month, you know, on expenses. And then all of my siblings, we were living together, so it was like, dog, I was literally, I was saving money. I could have been saving a lot of money, but lesson learned. Even now, I'm telling y'all what I learned from that. Um, Giving to people when I should have been saving up has led me down a path of unforgiveness, you know, feeling as if because I was giving, I was supposed to be getting back, you know. Um, Curse of generosity. A lot of y'all probably suffer from that even right now. The curse of generosity. And I'm telling y'all, you're gonna learn. I'm sorry. That sounded like I was trying to say something like, you know, very, very, very strict, like that black dad. But it's going to teach you that you give from your overflow. You don't give when you don't have. The only time, and even in like the disconnect for a lot of people. And I wouldn't even say like necessarily the disconnect, but the ignorance of some people will be like, well, what about tithes? What about offerings? Dog, what? The difference between like giving back to God what He's already blessed you with, as opposed to giving to people, you know, and even then, let's just say like you're not in the church. Another way you can do this in terms of like tithes and offerings, you know, take out what you're supposed to take out of what you've earned, gross wise. Take out what you take that out of what you're supposed to earn, you know, which is what you can give basically, and that's the offering. And you give to people or you do with the money, like just blessing people. You be the church, you know, which that is the church. Like we are the church. The people is the church, not the building, but us as the people, we're the church. So I hope this don't look at the struggles of trying to be perfect. One struggle of trying to be perfect also is overthinking, literally overcalculating, which leads you to a thing of entitlement. Overthinking is also a symptom of perfectionism. You shouldn't be overthinking. Just be yourself. Being you is evidence of what you've already been through. There's something God has been putting on my heart for a while now. Like, just being is enough. Human being, being a human is just enough. But when we compromise, trying to use big words, where we mess up at, you know, we think that we can save ourselves in certain situations. You know, if I did this last time, what if the next time I do this right here? No, man. Follow instructions. Be obedient. Follow instructions. And if your personality comes out, let your personality come out. If you mess up, mess up. So a lot of times I'm gonna mess up doing this right here. But guess what? Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Because again, we're human beings, man. Like we're not supposed to be perfect. We're not supposed to be computers. Even then, computers they mess up as well, dog. Computers crash. What? Computer screens. You know, we're not robots. You know, and we see what the foretold story is about. You know, even having the whole AI robot kind of thing going on. So it's like there's going to always be a shadow. Sadly to say, I wish. Ooh, I wish. Ooh, I wish. Um, Shout out Ari Lennox. But I really do wish that we could just have life, you know. There was darkness before God made all of this, and what was rooted in darkness, what comes from darkness, is what we will discuss at another time. Um, at another time. But so overthinking though, trying to think that you can think yourself out of certain situations. Um, Again, just be yourself, dog. Just be yourself. God made you to be you. You know, learn, grow, evolve. You know, um, but ultimately, don't overthink. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Sorry if y'all hear the horns outside. And I live in Gotham City. To put that out there as well. I live in Gotham City. But it's a blessing because I have my own career. I'm fortunate for that. Thank God for that. Right now, I'm not in the best of situations in terms of jobs. Your boy is currently unemployed. I'm trying to get on with the employer right now, which it's something God has told me to do. So I think God's gonna have His way with that. In terms of I've already got it, you know. I literally applied to 9 other jobs before I applied to this one. The 9 jobs either didn't get back with me or they denied me. This was the first job that was like, yo, you got orientation next week, bro. What? I said yes. Do you a big one, guy? So we're getting everything through and through with that. I just know I have to do my part with that. You know, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I ain't gonna say your name, but he was telling me about how he was feeling worried about a certain situation that he's about to be, going through with his life and everything. And I was like, are you prepared? You know, but me telling him that was also me speaking from my soul, from my spirit, you know, to myself. Because we oftentimes feel worried about certain things. I think Kobe also has said this as well. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but if you're prepared for something, there's no need to worry. I'm paraphrasing. But, so, if you're worried about something, you're just not really prepared for it. Get prepared, do your best with preparation, and dog, everything else gonna take care of itself. You know? Everything gonna take care of itself. But, yeah. So, but overthinking, to get back on subject, is again, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first time. I hope I'm doing well. Even then, I hope when I edit this, that it makes sense. You know. So again, I know it's gonna do. I know it's gonna make sense for the people it's supposed to make sense for. You know. My audience isn't the world. Your audience isn't the world. You know. Your audience is the people you connect with. It's your people. Your people. Alright. Not everybody's gonna connect with you. Alright. Not everybody's gonna like you. and it ain't your job to make them like it. It ain't their job to hate you. All right. Hate is a deadly thing. Love them from afar. Pray for them from afar. You know. But you can't let poison get in your system. Again, that's why you gotta read your word too. Get up in the word. Get in your word. Holy Bible. What I like to do now, old school way, got that KJV, King James Version. But what I also like to do is I like to go on the phone, on the Bible app, and I pull up NIV, and I rotate between the two, so I can properly understand exactly what's going on within the Bible, you know. And if I have questions, you know, I mean, I trust in my relationship with God right now. You know, my relationship with God is one that it's still growing. You know, if I had to say it, he's like a first cousin. He's like a first cousin, but a true first cousin. Like, you know, one that like I actually like, you know, chop it up with so often. But I'm really trying to grow with that though, because that's not how it's supposed to be, man. And I know that my soul yearns for more. And I want God a whole lot more. I want him to be in every facet of my life, every aspect of my life, and not just in it, but over it. You know, I want to serve God wholeheartedly. You know, me doing this podcast is because literally God said, dog, like I was praying after I had got, you know, laid off from my job, which that's a story. I ain't gonna go over it much later on as well, how I got, you know, laid off. I got fired. How I got fired. Put it out there. I got fired. All right. I got fired. So, but yeah, I was praying to God. And I was like, God, like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And literally two things to put on my heart. It was this right here, and another thing that I'm coming out with shortly as well that you put on my heart. And my soul, I just couldn't shake it. You know, I've had conversations with people where, you know, they've told me that, yo, you should start a podcast. You know, I've had conversations with people where they were like, yo, like, your voice, you know, even then I'm like, thank God, you know, because like, God made me with this right, you know. I can't glorify myself as glorify God. I gotta get to the root, you know, the creator, you know. So yeah, we here and we're doing it. Father God, is there anything else I should go over? The Bible verse. Before I started this episode, I asked God, I prayed to God, obviously, and I was like, what Bible verse to share this verse with you guys? We're in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 8. In my book, I don't know if it's like this in y'all's Bible, but it has like subtitles, you know. So Proverbs concerning the mouth, verse 8. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but a prating fool shall fall. That's all God told me to tell y'all. But we're gonna go a little bit further. I feel like going to read 9 and 10. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. He that winketh with the eye causes sorrow, but a prating fool shall fall. Let me know what y'all got from that up in the comments. write what I got from it shortly after this. But yeah, episode 1 down.